Darren, a positive start, but it's ended in defeat for you this afternoon. How do you analyse today's game?
Listen, if you score 3 goals away from home, you don't expect to lose, and that's what's happened. The first and fourth goals are just, and the second one, are just simply not acceptable. They're so soft. And it doesn't matter what you do, what you work on. If you're going to concede goals like that, then it's going to be tough. It really is, and it proved. We've got no excuses in the manner of the goals with us.
And a case of, in some cases, individual errors rather than the opposition maybe having to work for the goals.
Well, the first goal and the fourth are really, really poor. The first goal was just kicked out of the goalkeeper's hands. Nandali stood behind us, which shouldn't cause us a problem. He shrugged Frankie off, and then Niles kicked it into his net. And the fourth goal is our corner. We've got 2 against 1, we've put it in the box, gone straight to the keeper's hands, he's thrown it out. Got a player diving in, never going to win it. And at that point, when it goes to 3-3, I'm thinking, we've got a really good chance of probably going on and winning the game. But we just didn't give ourselves an opportunity to get any. They started very strongly, they played a similar formation to Coventry, so we did a bit of work in the week on that in terms of on the ball, how we dealt with it. And then the first goal came out of nothing, you're right, it was a great goal by Mo. And then just before they scored, we started getting control of the game in the areas that we knew we could. But then we just can't get a foothold, we can't get a rhythm because the goals we lose. They're just so poor. And that was the case today, and first and foremost, that's what we've got to solve.
And it must be even more frustrating for you because you'd mentioned slow starts in previous games. You'd put that to bed today with getting ahead, and then the goal just before half-time changes the complex of the game.
Well, it does, and goals do change complexes of games, and I changed the system at half-time, and in the sense that the performance on the ball didn't get us enough control. But like you say, goals do change games, and then at the moment I'm having to find a way of getting us control of the game because of the goals we're losing are poor. To lose 4 goals in any game is not right. You can say I can analyse it as much as I want, which I will do, but it's simply not correct that we can be losing 4 goals in one game.
And it will be a test of character of your side now. Last time you tasted defeat, the team bounced back very well after the Doncaster game. Are you looking for a similar reaction?
Well, yeah, you're always going to get bumps in the road, and it's 4 defeats now. We're going along well. I'm not going to change my opinion on that on today. Obviously, we've lost, but you are going to get defeats throughout the season. You're absolutely correct. It's how you react to that. But I'd probably rather lose a game in terms of properly rather than a bit of a shambles in the way the goals we lost. The fourth goal is so bad in terms of managing the game, making correct decisions, recovery runs. I could go on and on. It was that goal and the first goal are 2 incredibly poor goals.
Their centre-forward caused problems pretty much all throughout the game. Were you disappointed in how your centre-backs dealt with them?
Well, he causes a lot of defenders problems. Simon left him out last week, gave him a bit of a kick up the backside, and he's brought him back in. But the first goal, they had bits in wide areas, but I didn't think created many chances. They got balls in the box. We dealt with it fine. And like I say, without looking back at it, but I felt that just before they scored, we were getting control of the game in terms of what I wanted. But I keep repeating myself as I should really. It's the manner of the goals has cost us the game.
And do you take any positives from the fact that when you're not maybe playing at your best, this team still has goals from those front 3 who have all come to the fore again?
Well, yeah, you've got quality in those areas, but we can't rely on them, and we can't. Look, any manager would say the same. You can't be scoring 3 goals away from home and not winning a game of football. It's twice as happened to us now. It's too many times. So we have to solve the problem as a team. We have to look at in terms of the individual areas and the goals we're losing and why we're losing them. Today was a case of individual errors and really bad decision making, really bad decision making. The second goal, we've got the boy out with his back to us in the corner flag, and he's managed to get across, and it's broke to Nandali. So things like that, if you're going to be that, giving those sort of goals away, then your front 3 have really got to step up, but they do every week, and for all three of those to score again, and then Ivan obviously to have a goal disallowed, which shouldn't have been. We should be winning the game.
Yeah, you mentioned disallowed goals. There seemed to be a couple of decisions that certainly the Posh fans didn't feel like we'd got the rub of the green. Is that your viewpoint on looking throughout the 90 minutes?
Well, yeah, I mean, I look at the key moments in games and key decisions, and don't get me wrong, first and foremost, I've just said to the players, we're not going to use anything about the decisions as an excuse. We have to look at ourselves first. The one goal that obviously we had control of it, but the decision meant that obviously we didn't, was a penalty. It's not a penalty. So as a referee, you've got to be getting that correct. And then to say he's come from the back of him when clearly he's come from the side of him. He gave it so quickly. You have to be absolutely correct. He has then disallowed Ivan's goal. It's hit his chest when he stood on he can't see it. I've just watched it back, and the linesman hasn't given it. So those two decisions are if you're going to give them very, very quickly, which he did, he has to be right on them. And today I didn't think he got them right. But I have to focus on my players, and there's a lot of things they didn't get right either.
And the games come thick and fast now, Darren. Are you confident that they can make amends for that performance, given that there's only a couple of days before the next game?
Well, yeah. Look, I can't get too high when we're winning games and we're going along very, very well. We've got to remember that we have been going well, and there is always going to be hiccups along the way. And I'm not going to get too down over it. I have to analyse it, as you say, and I've got to make decisions in terms of, if we're going to be conceding so many goals, then certainly I have to look at that and think, okay, I've got other players in the squad, and I've got a squad to pick from and things like that. But then I've also got to look at other things in terms of the balance of the team. I've had to change shape again today to get us control of the game, which is fine. I don't mind that, but the goals were given away, meaning I'm having to do that. We shouldn't be having to do that. I shouldn't be having to do that. So that's frustrating. But look, it's a disappointing day. We've taken it. The supports were great today, and I'm certainly not going to be blaming a referee on that result, because no one else to blame but ourselves. We knew it was going to be a tough game, but I certainly didn't expect to be conceding 4 goals.
Darren, safe journey home. Thank you for
you.
your time.